Um, One thing I've always excelled at is creativity. Uh, Drawing. I'm not a brilliant drawer, but I do enjoy drawing. If I'm copying from something that's already drawn, I can do it quite well. I haven't got any examples of art because they're all gone over the years. But my main thing that I'm interested in, and I passed my English exams in school. The main thing I'm interested in is creative writing. I've decided that for this video, I'm going to share with you some of my writing, poetry. I used to write a lot of poetry. I haven't wrote poetry for some years now, but I used to write a lot of poetry. I'm going to share with you 3 poems. The first poem is, or was written when I was first becoming unwell. And I was with a band. And this song I wrote with another band member. So some of the lyrics are his, but some of them are mine too. But I thought I'd read this one to start with. So this first poem will be from when I was first becoming unwell. The second poem will be from university when I was very unwell, and the third poem will be just a few years old when I discovered shamanic practicing shamanism or shamanism. And I started practicing and I wrote a poem about it. And that was when I was still unwell, not on the right medication, but it's about 6 or 7 years after university, and things weren't so bad. And anyway, right, let's read the poems. This one is called, the first one, from a time when I was beginning to become unwell, is called The Back of Beyond, and it was intended as a song. So I'll read the 3 verses first, and then I'll read the chorus. The Back of Beyond. On a mission to space, through fields and towns, looking through the mind's eye, all smiles, we don't ever frown. Cross the green hill into a wall of heat, over sapphire blue seas, into a black diamond sky. With no barriers to break, with fantasy wings we fly, leaving behind the dull days of life. We soar so high up to the sun. We don't really care where we go, just looking for a space in oblivion. We let our minds take cruise control to enjoy the scenery of our flight, reaching and striving higher up to play in the garden of eternal night. The imagination is our toy. Its uses and ways are infinite. Look at them held in their rapture. Look at the way their eyes are lit as they fly through the circling stars, totally captured in their dream. A smile brightens their face, enjoying their reality, or so it would seem. We leave ourselves float off, gravity carries no weight, flying further into the distance, left time behind, but it's never too late. Colours never before seen, sounds never before heard, places never before been, with feelings so absurd. Searching through the universe, the end you will never see. You could explore this place forever if it wasn't for reality. Progression of life, frozen solid in time. Tonight's the night, I'll make the universe mine. Way up beyond where the air is thin, full circle glimpse of the world we live in. Blue heat beats up from the wide ocean pond. Seeing is believing in the back of beyond. So that's the first poem. I'd like to know what you think about it. Please leave comments and tell me what you think of the poetry. This second poem was written on the night that I tried to commit suicide by hanging myself in university. I did mention on another video, I first tried hanging myself from the rafters in the attic of the house they'd put me in, and it was too painful. I was just letting the weight go on, and I could feel my Adam's apple being pushed into the back of my throat. So I tried to then hang myself in bed, but that failed too. And I woke up the next morning with the noose was taken from around my neck and lying on the bed next to me, and my hands, which were previously zipped up in the sleeping bag I was sleeping in, were out of the sleeping bag. So I don't know what happened there. I always wondered if someone walked in or came into the house and found me and took the noose off, or how somehow I did it myself in my sleep, which seemed pretty impossible for a sleeping person. But this is a poem I wrote just before I did that on the same night. It's called Dangle Me a Wire. Dangle me a wire. I really don't know. I get fixed and set right to wake again. Gloomy night, fountain pen, write me a new line. Persian rugs and a soft caress, bless me now I'm here. I won't be near for too long I fear. For I not me and mine not mine, a distant place of fire. I burn at dawn. Dangle me a wire. A poet and ornament, for life a stone, but stones break, and paper will wrap their wounds, though they will not heal to be whole again. Not here, not now, but yes now, damn it, stand up and march it. I have no means to open me a door. A box, says he, I will be, if this was to continue any more. Helen laughs, and gypsies see the wonder of eyes which gleam in sea. Hard hat and rugged boots call for a place in a wide open space, but would only be a wait in time. Slow and arduous the torture with no reason, for there was no crime. Dangle me a wire, the knot it slips, to lie down, but not to kip. Sugar chocolate sweet for me, wait till I am past my prime. A vision calls, tonight my fall, through wet leaves that ever twine. Wrap your arms, O mortal me, I long for a moment's company, and love I give, 'tis my display, for prayer to truth I long to pray. My religion, though, only does dwell, not from my lips will its truth spill. No back I turned, nor walked away, throughout my life unto today, I kept my mind, though lost the days. You lied and want me to fix you, the wall, to end the soul that paid. From rip to stitch the pin did sow, and seed planted with fine weather will grow. A calming thought's own control, misery did wreck my soul. Now I live or break my hands, crack part skin, but not split plans. Pain a plant and shoot it does, an iron grip, but not once what it was. A nail I became, and a hammer did rain, my mind the anvil for blacksmith's aim. To his delight I did not take flight, though like Icarus I feel I've lost my plight. So here I found myself in room, dangle me a wire soon. I ask myself to bear the take, once more I will not make a mistake. And the date of that being written is the 9th of the 3rd, 01. It was not long afterwards that I left university and went back home. It was the last poem I wrote in university. Now this next one comes some years after university, after my biggest breakdown. I had started delving into magic, natural magic and ritual magic, and found myself walking the path of a shaman, of shamans. I would call myself a shamanic practitioner. I wouldn't call myself a shaman. I'm not that in control. But there's no date on it, unfortunately. But this was written when I started my path on the shamanic route. It's called The Early Practices of Shamanism. The Early Practices of Shamanism. With foggy head to start the morn, from which dreams are bled so I remember none, a heavy foot to tread the stairs, and a day is begun, although I am unaware. Time it takes for me to stir, though body walks, my soul is still a blur. Settling for the wakened mind, a day of rest forsaken for the journey. I set myself adrift, in between the worlds to find a rift, an opening where I can see, with my soul there is not me. The rhythm's tune plays by my hand, and oh so soon I leave the land, that my feet tread when awake. Now I see red, no, my mistake is not something I know yet. Will it be something that I forget? The spirits move in puzzling ways, move around as if in a maze. Here they show me, there I see, that spirit is supposed to be me. I grab a hold of the rail to follow the other spirit's trail into the hollow doorway. I see nothing more. Did I go the wrong? Say something to me, damn it! Not the time. Some seek to do damage. Young I am, but you talk to me, and guide me around under the tree, in the lower world where I know not what time is or what I forgot, but I feel no fear, no need to worry, and once more I return to my body, as my mind drifts out of the trance-like state, and middle world awaits. Who are you to question my fate? So there's 3 poems from different times in my life. I hope you find them interesting. I'd like to hear your interpretations. Yeah, I really enjoy writing poetry when I used to write it. I did really enjoy it. On one of my old computers, I've got a lot of poetry on there that I wrote when I'm still very much unwell. I found one which was when I was unwell. Again, it's not dated, and it's not given a name either. It's just a few lines. But this is something I came up with when I was very unwell. So this is what matters to you: to know, to be in control, clear-minded about, to shout, to keep the ability to use your voice. Hoist the sails, land ho, and the first. Does position mean so much? What is your favourite? Which way do you like it the most? And do you wonder if you will not burn in the sun? You wonder about next. I know you do. So there's an extra one that I wasn't going to read. I hope you enjoyed the poetry. This is my 4th video in 2 days. But I think it's helping me a little bit to talk out loud about my problems. I hope that's what will happen. It happened with a diary. When I was keeping a diary, I solved some of my problems. So thank you for listening, and I hope this benefits you just as much as it does me.